We have all heard the slogan, reduce, reuse, and recycle. When Facets of Sustainability started just over 4 short weeks ago, Professor Tarrant told us sustainability is much more than just recycling. While I agree with that statement 100%, I must say that long before I began my journey towards sustainability studies here at the University of Florida, I've always felt passionate about recycling and its importance. I've never been able to fathom why, if someone is already throwing waste into a container, trash can, why not just throw it into a recycling container if it is something that can be reused? No further energy is required to recycle, at least on the citizen side. So it made no sense to me. With further research into this subject, I've gained more insight and more knowledge regarding this issue, and it has only fueled the fire that has always been burning inside me. There are actually many locations that do not even offer the resources to recycle and/or compost in Florida, and many people lack the education of their benefits to even advocate for their availability. This is why for my sustainability project, I'm proposing that it become mandatory to incorporate color-coded, labeled containers for solid waste, recycling, and composting receptacles in convenient areas where trash is produced. So this includes apartments, condos, all schools, including elementary to university, residential areas, businesses, restaurants, hotels, offices, grocery stores, even events. Every person in this world makes trash, and everyone should have the resources to dispose of it properly. Luckily, most of us are currently living in Gainesville, Florida, which does have quite the reputation for being green. For instance, the University of Florida Department of Housing and Residence is the first university to receive a Green Shield certification. In addition to this, the City of Gainesville has a mandatory commercial recycling ordinance requiring commercial generators to separate designated recycling materials and make them available for recycling. While these are great achievements and productive steps towards a sustainable future, they do not exist everywhere, and they do not incorporate composting. There are 18 million residents in Florida and 80 million visitors per year. With these numbers creating up to 32 tons of waste per year, it is simply not sustainable to continue disposing as we are. In 1988, the Solid Waste Management Act was conceived to propose a 30% overall recycling goal. Today, over 20 years later, Florida is only reaching 28% of that. So the Energy, Climate Change, and Economic Security Act of 2008 has proposed a new goal: 75% recycled materials by 2020. Cities such as Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, and even New York City have begun to implement laws that require citizens to not only recycle, but to compost as well. I believe all it will take is public education, training, and utilization of incentive programs such as Recycle Bank and Pay As You Throw to decrease the amount of solid waste being sent to landfill. There are so many reasons why it's important to act now and make a change. First of all, recycling and composting save money. It costs more to have a trash dumpster picked up than it does to have a recycling or compost bin picked up. Secondly, it preserves valuable resources by using less energy and water and polluting less. And lastly, but most importantly, it reduces our greenhouse gas emissions. Landfills and deforestation account for 25% of greenhouse gas emission into the atmosphere, which is ridiculous when that high of a number could be avoided so easily. Moving forward with my research, I plan to utilize many different resources to further my knowledge and gain perspective on the best ways to move forward and implement this plan. Looking to further organizations such as the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and their comprehensive program report, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, and the City of Gainesville's resources as well, such as the Solid Waste Division. In my proposal, I intend to research objectives, tasks, and budgets necessary to incorporate this proposal, as well as providing a detailed plan to make it happen. I truly believe there's no reason to not incorporate this plan into our lives. We must make steps towards living a more sustainable life in order to create a comfortable atmosphere for future generations. We're currently heading towards a sixth mass extinction, and it is a result of human behavior. It may not be too late to make a big change. All it will take is a little education and passion to make it work.